WWE Performance Center here in Orlando, Florida, and the champ is here. Shayna, what does it mean to you? You're the NXT Women's Champ. You got the big show tonight on the USA Network, 2 hours live. It's come for you. What does this whole thing mean to you?
I've been saying this to everyone, you know, it's another day, and I don't mean that like it's just another day. I mean that as in it's not as though we've been holding back. Like, you guys, when we get on TV, we're gonna have really stellar matches. For right now, let's do this. We've been doing this since the beginning, and I think if you go back and watch NXT from the start, you'll see that this has been the thing we've always done. It's just that now everyone else gets to see it, and I think it's more excitement about maybe getting recognition for what we've always been doing. So I mean, it's an exciting day.
Full Sail Live is the home. Tell us about the fans there and what people are going to hear from that crowd. You've worked that plenty of times.
I think there's this kind of symbiotic relationship that NXT has with the fans where we feed off their energy and they in turn get more energetic because we're doing more. So I think it's like it's this kind of perfect marriage that NXT has with the fans, and you're going to see that the fans at NXT aren't just fans at a wrestling show. The fans at NXT are part of the show, and it's a cool thing.
When you started this journey in professional wrestling, just take us back a little bit to the thought process of, okay, I'm going to give this a shot.
Well, it was I had partially torn my ACL in an MMA fight at the time, and so it was kind of this thing where with the UFC it's difficult because you don't know when you're fighting next, and I knew I was injured and whatnot, and I have to pay the bills, so it was like, it was kind of this thing where it was like, do I want to sit on the bench or do I want to give this a shot? And I think, you know, I fought for 16 years. I think I was getting some burnout. You hear like fighters in any combat sport talk about not being hungry anymore. I think I just wasn't nervous to fight anymore, and that's a dangerous thing in fighting. And I think just as a way to kind of reignite my love and change gears a little bit, my coach at the time, Josh Barnett, a fighter and pro wrestler himself, said, do you want to give this a try while we're sitting here? We're like, yeah, sure. And then just kind of took to it, and you know, it just was exponential from there.
What is it like having your friends involved, and two of them here, and then Rhonda is on the main roster too, and you've seen you four at wrestling shows together? Just what is that like?
It's, you know, wrestling is a thing like anything that's better to experience with your friends, and I think that it's a thing across all wrestling, that there are friendships that are made just because it's like, you go to the same wrestling show as me and I see you sitting there and we're friends, and I love the same guys you love, and there's a camaraderie there. So, you know, that's no different bringing my friends along. And even from the start, you know, I got them watching or starting to watch again because they you know, everyone got involved because I wanted to experience it with them from the beginning. So, and then, you know, on top of that, who doesn't want their friends with them at work every day? So.
Makes it so cool and all too. Who were some of your favorites?
Growing up, I really liked Shawn Michaels, Dean Malenko, and I didn't know why I liked Dean at the time. I understand now I have this kind of affinity for the technical stuff, but and then I started getting into like Japanese pancrase and things like that. So just all those guys, Sakuraba, and obviously Billy, I trained with him. So when I started training with Billy Robinson for fighting, I started watching his old stuff. And
one of the great technical wrestlers too, from the UK. Like, oh my God, Billy Robinson.
No nonsense. And I was really blessed that he would. He passed away before I started pro wrestling, but I know 100% that Billy would have coached me the same for pro wrestling as he did for fighting. So it made it a really easy transition for me. But yeah, I really started getting into that. At the time, it was more Japanese, that technical, hard-hitting style, and I think you see that you'll see it in the ring tonight.
And that, Shayna, just how important is it for you to be on top, to be the women's champion, to represent NXT in that capacity?
I think the history of the women's division in NXT and the title, that in itself is an honor to be a part of that legacy. And then just the almost more pressure is somewhat to represent the coaching and the style that I've been brought up in. It would be easy to want to jump off the top rope and do things, but that's not what I was taught, and I don't need to do that. And so to stay true to myself and bring catch wrestling and this style back to the forefront of wrestling, it's like history repeats itself, you know?
A couple more questions, wrap this up. So with the four of you, is there still a goal that the four of you will be in the ring together to do something at some point?
Well, I mean, ever since the beginning of the four of us being the four of us, we've done everything together. And, you know, if that leads to that someday, I'm not going to complain. You know, Ronda's trying to have a family. I'm not going to, like, complain about that either. But, I mean, we've all done that together. And it's not going to change the fact that we've been a team from the beginning. And we're all going to celebrate all our victories together no matter what.
Undisputed Era, they have all the gold except for you. So I'm just wondering, have they been in contact with you at all, trying to get you as part of their group since you have gold?
I mean, if you look at they would be wrong to not wish it. I'll say that. If they're not thinking about it, then they're not smart anyway. But you know, I'm just doing what I'm doing.
And doing it well. Thank you so much, champ.
Yep.